Hey everybody, welcome to Find Your Fit with Deanna. I'm Deanna, certified fitness pro, and have been for many a decade. And I welcome you today to talking about what is the right weight. And so that is not body weight. You know that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what is the right amount of load to use for what exercise. This is a really common question that I'm often asked, right? Because you wonder, especially for folks maybe working out at home, building your own spaces, you wonder what is the weight that I want to have available and how do I tell? So there's many different options we could sort of dive into, like specifically around your goal, your health conditions, all of those things. And I want to make things a little bit more simple for you. So first, you've got to find what feels right for you in terms of there should be no joint pain. I don't mean muscle fatigue. Yes, we want muscle fatigue, but there should be no joint pain, okay? If you're doing something and it hurts you, it's not the right fit. It's not you, it's the exercise that needs to be changed, tweaked, etc. So that needs to go without saying, right, that you have checked with your healthcare professional that you're able to do the exercises that you wish to engage in, and then it's to say what feels right. So overall, when we're talking about goals, if you're looking to build more muscular endurance, you're looking at lifting lighter loads more times for more repetitions. If you're looking at building strength, you're looking to lift heavier loads for fewer repetitions or more times. And that's all well and good, like that's the theory behind, but we say, well, what does that actually mean? Here's what I want you to think about. I want you to lift the heaviest weight that's available to you and that you can do so with really good technique. Because folks, we are hearing more and more and more about how important our muscle is as we age. And so we're thinking about making sure that we start with a really good bank account of muscle, if you will. So you've really built that over your however many years, and then you're going to hold on to that as you continue to age, right? And so we really want to think about lifting things as heavy as we can, okay? And if as heavy as you can for you is 5 pounds, 10 pounds, that's great. Like you're thinking about what's appropriate for you. So let's simplify how to know what you're going to be lifting. What number should you pick? So for things such as, you want to think about what's the size of the muscle group that I'm challenging. So I'm looking at, we're not going to look at machines, but we're just going to use some dumbbells because I want to make this accessible for folks at home. I know not everybody has this type of machine at home. And so I've got a variety of dumbbells here. I want you to think about if we're doing things for low body. So we're squatting, we are lunging. Those are large muscles. And sometimes body weight is great. If you need more of a challenge, add on whatever amount of weight you have available, starting with light, then move yourself up to the point that you think, you know what, that's a pretty good amount of weight. We often underestimate how strong we are. We might grab our 5 pounds to add to our squat. However, when you're taking your groceries out of the car, or you bring them home on the bus, think about how much weight is in each of those grocery bags, right? And you're sort of lifting and carrying, etc. So don't underestimate. Low body stuff, lunges, squats, etc. I want you to think about adding a heavier weight. And so other things, when we look at upper body exercise, something such as a bent over row, which is really key for postural muscles, targeting mid-back muscles, I want you to think about heavy. This is the one I want you to lift heavy. We keep a neutral a neutral row position, meaning my arms aren't away from the body, but keeping snug in and adding on a good amount of weight to that row. Then we can compare and contrast that to other upper body exercises. Let's think about something like a biceps curl. Compare that to something like a shoulder press. So if we bring those three together, and this is what I want you to think about, is sort of 3 categories of movement: a bent over row, heavy; a biceps curl, medium to heavy, probably not as much as you can row, but certainly more than you would push overhead. So the lightest of these three movements, the lightest load, I should say, of the three movements that you're going to apply here is going to be whatever you're taking overhead. So think about that, right? And everybody's number is going to be different, but think about light if I'm going away from the body with a long arm, away from the body. If I'm going overhead, that's on the lighter side. If I'm more neutral to the, or closer to the body in kind of a neutral plane here, right? Biceps, for example, that's a medium weight. Something where I'm using back. Back is strong. Back should be strong. That mid back should be strong. And we should be able to take that weight up. Low body, right? Adding to squats, adding to lunges can be in that heavy category. So it's really to say, what is the movement? What is the muscle that's being challenged? Because of course you've cleared to make sure all things are good for you, right? All things are safe. But what's the movement? What's the muscle that's being engaged in that particular exercise? And making sure that you know what is available at home for you, but also to say, like, what's my light? What is my medium weight? What is my heavy weight? What's my shoulder weight? What's my biceps curl weight? What's my bent over row weight? That can help you distinguish your heavy, your light, your medium, etc. And then you can sort of play around with, well, what's in the middle? Something like a triceps kickback. Probably a little bit heavier than you can push overhead, but lighter than you can curl. And then don't forget, as we sum up, to say, well, what are the other variables? If I only have two sizes of weights available, well, then you've got two sizes of weights available. What else could we manipulate? You know what? You could manipulate speed. If you have a weight that's super, super light and you're like, well, this bent over row is really, really easy, you could add a little bit, not a lot, a little bit more speed. Or add more repetitions. Do that bent over row, for example, more times. If on the other flip side, you think, gosh, you know, I've got quite a heavy weight that I'm not able to do as many reps, that's okay. Or you can think about things. I did a bent over row demo a moment ago with two weights. You know what? Go one arm at a time, right? That's another variable to manipulate. So you can think about, yes, weight as your starting point to adjust, but also speed. That one is a caution. You want to make sure that you're not really adding a lot of speed when you're using weight, but you could go a little bit faster if you've got just that light load available. Excuse me, you're thinking about range of motion. How big or little do I make the movement? Limbs, how many limbs do I use? Do I use two together? Do I use one together? And then that, or one alone, I should say. And then that can really give you the opportunity to flex as you need, okay? And what you want to be really mindful of is not just randomly grabbing like, oh, I'll just use this because it's here, but with intention. If you know you can lift that heavier weight for your bent over row, I want you to do that, okay? If it's either that or no movement, you know, I'd be like, grab whatever and just go. But really I want you to progress. I want you to see results, because that's the thing that really keeps us motivated, right? One of those really important pieces is seeing those results. So set yourself up for success in knowing what your heavy, your medium, your light is, and match it to that movement. As always, I am cheering you on to get moving on your fitness goals, your life goals. Any questions, comments, feel free to email me, Deanna at deannalangfordcoaching.com. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.